Hare Krishna, everyone. Let's start it with Mangalacharan and then we shall continue. Ajnanatimiralasya Jnanajanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri
Namaha
Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurun Shri Yudhapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Ganaravitam Tam Sajivam Sadhvedam Savadutam
Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam
Shri
Shri Radha Krishna Padanta
Lalita Shri
Vishaka Vitamscha
He
He Krishna Karuna Sindhu
Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha
Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapsa Chancha Gaurangi Radhe Bhavaneshwari
Vrishbhanu
Radhuste Devi
Nami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha
Cha
Nam Pavane
Bhavanebhyo
Bhyo
Vaishnu
Namo Namah
Namo Namaha
Om Vishnu
Namo Supadhaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale
Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi
Shanyavadi
Paschat
Paschati
Deshitarine
Tattvacharinai
Namo Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda
Nanda
Shri Advaita
Advaita
Gadadhara
Gadadhara
Srivasadi
Saraswati
Bhaktivinoda
Bhaktivinoda
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Rama Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama
Rama Rama
Rama
Hare Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Right, so what we got here? Oh, let me just check. You can see my screen now. Okay, yeah. Hare Krishna. I'm going to flick through the slides, so please let me know if you don't see the next meeting. Oops. Okay. Adi's dad has just sent the message that he's unable to connect. Why is that? I wonder. Let me see. Well, everything seems to be good. Okay. So there should be okay. All right. I'll just send a message, but others are there, so hopefully it should be okay. Let's see. I hope nobody else having issues. Right. So what we have been discussing recently. So we said that this is the journey of self-discovery. We are going to discover ourselves. We are going to discover who we are, and we are going to discover who God is. Then we discovered, compared to God, who the demigods are. So we are there, demigods are there, and then Krishna as the God there. Then what's the difference between Krishna and demigods? And that's what we have been discussing. So if you remember all these, and I'm flickering through the screenshots, the screen should give the presentation slides. If you don't see it changing, please let me know. If you can see the change, then no worries. You can see the changes, yes? Okay, I will take that as yes.
Adi joined.
Adi has joined. Adi managed to join. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna. Adi is just joining on the audio as well. So we have seen the differences between Krishna and the demigods, right? And then there were main 6 differences, and then we move forward. That we said, okay, this is where we were. That's where we left last time. Yeah, we said that whatever we get from other demigods, they all are temporary results. But what we get from Krishna, they are the permanent ones, and that's what we need to know. It's like asking from our parents. Parents know what's good for us. We can ask things from them. We can ask video game. We can ask chocolate, ice creams, what we like. But our vision is very narrow. But if we leave it on our parents, then parents know better. Maybe we would not like it when parents will say, okay, we should have less chocolate, less ice cream. We say, what? Why do you restrict us? You don't love us? There was a time you used to love us, but now you don't. So, of course, at that time, we don't, because we would like to get into what we call sense gratification. What does sense gratification means? So we have the senses. We have the eyes, nose, smell, where we smell. We have the ears. We have the skin. And these are the senses, what we call 5 senses. And then Krishna Chaitanya always reminds me there are 6 senses. The 6 senses, which is intuition. You can think. Now, if you think about it, if we like something, from eyes we look at things, well, and we like it. For example, movie Frozen, or there are many other movies there kids like, then we would like to watch it again and again. This is what we are doing the sense gratification for the eyes like something and would like to try again and again and again. But what if we will, so that will kill our time. However, we will get entertained too. We might not enhance any skills or gain any skills. But what if we love eating, and there are lots of people who love eating, and they will eat. Why they will eat? Because they love eating. What do they love? They love the taste of it. Taste of ice cream, taste of chocolate. Oh, they cannot control. But just because they cannot control and they keep eating, after a while they realize when they got trouble with their body, they go to the doctor. Doctor say, you got to stop. Again, in young age, when your body is growing, you can take few things here and there, which means you don't really have to be very, very, very strict. But if you won't take care now, there will be a time when you have to be very strict. So it's better if we live our life in a balanced mode, right? Now, this is what we can understand from Krishna consciousness. We have material life, but along with that, we also have spiritual.
I can't hear you, Prabhuji. Someone muted you or you muted yourself.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Chaitanya. Thank you so much. I did mute myself because Arun is sitting right behind me. So I was just chasing him. So thank you so much. So now we are there. Now moving forward, what we would like to find out. It says essential but not possible. What does that mean? What is essential? We say there are a few things which are essential, few things which are.
Can I say?
Please go for it.
What essential means is basically where, like during COVID-19, if you guys, if I don't know if it happens in your city or whatever, but
yeah,
they've only got shops that are open for essential stuff. So
yes.
essential means important, like water, food and stuff, and not like chocolates and like alcohol areas and stuff.
Very nice, very nice. That's so true, and very good example, keeping the current affairs in practice. So yes, this is what we said. We said only essential shops will open, and that does mean something which we really need for survival, like medicines, like food, like, as you said, water, or any of those shops who sell these things. Only they are required. Now, what we see from this picture, on the left hand side it says watering leaves, and on the right hand side it says watering root. What do we understand by that? What's the difference between these two pictures? And this is coming from a verse in Bhagavad Gita. And the next slide is the verses. We haven't done it yet. It's Bhagavad Gita chapter 7, verse 24, but we will see on the next slide. But what do we understand? Is there anything wrong in any of those? On the left-hand side, there are two devotees who are sprinkling water on the leaves. And on the right-hand side, there's a man who is also a devotee. I guess everyone is devotee, whether we remember or not. Watering root. What's the difference between these two?
Wait. Could you repeat the question again?
Yes. So on the left-hand side, there are two devotees. They are watering the leaves. And on the right-hand side, there is a devotee who is watering the...
Okay, yeah, I know. No. Okay.
Yes.
So they're watering the leaves, but
Mhm.
plants actually can't drink from the leaves.
Very nice.
And then the right hand side is doing it to like the roots, like if someone just put water on your head, you can't really drink it.
Yes.
And then if someone puts it in your mouth, then you can drink it. So the right hand side is the one that puts it in the mouth, and the left hand side is the one that basically puts it on the head.
Very good. Thank you so much, Krishna Chaitanya. Yes, you said it very, very, very appropriately. If we would like to drink water, we cannot put water on our hand. We will have to put water because we drink water from our mouth.
Wait, can I say something?
Yes, sorry, please go on.
Wait, how long have we been doing these classes?
These sessions, well, just the journey of yourself? Journey?
No, like this class. How, like,
Oh,
for how long?
This class. I think Krishna Chaitanya, you've been there with us for a while. Well, since the beginning, I guess. Couple of years, I think now.
Couple of years.
Couple of years. Yeah, we didn't realize, did we?
Nope.
And there was a time we went daily.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah?
yeah. We used to every day at 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yes,
Well,
that's right.
well, mid-afternoon.
Yes, because it was a lockdown. So
Yeah.
we did every day, which was great. But now, because the schools are back, we are back on our weekly session. And we did many seminars. If you remember.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, sorry I'm late. I joined a different meeting. I joined the different one.
All right. No worries. Well, I could hear myself there. No worries. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I understand. So yes, yeah. So Marek, just for you, we did a bit of revision, and after that, the next point we just picked up here: what is essential and what is possible. So something which is possible might not be essential. Like we can water the leaves of the plant, but that's possible, but it's not essential. What's essential is that we need to water the roots. If we water the roots, then the leaves, the branches, the fruits, the flowers, they will automatically get the water. Now, this is right after we discuss the difference between God and demigod. And how we relate this, because it says in Bhagavad Gita, and let's check this. It says in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, verse 24. It says, unintelligent man. Well, before I go for it, anybody would like to read it? What it says, the verse on this slide. Anyone? Anyone would like to volunteer to read it? Or shall I read it?
Can I read it?
Please, Adi, go for it.
Unintelligent men who do not know me perfectly think that I, the super personality of God, God's head,
Impersonal. Oh, Godhead Krishna. That says Krishna.
who was impersonal before and have now assumed the personality. Due to their small knowledge, they do not know my higher nature, which is imperishable and supreme.
Haribo. Thank you, Adi. Thank you so much. So yes. So what Krishna is basically saying, in this verse and from this picture, what we can understand that if we water the roots, then the branches, the flowers, every other part of the body of the plant, of the tree, will get that water. Same thing for us. When we need to feed ourselves, our body, we just need to eat from our mouth, our hands, our fingers, nails, hairs, legs, all of them, they get nourished. So what do we understand? That rather than going after demigods, again in the school, if we will please the mathematics teacher, maths teacher, then the maths teacher will give us maths. If we will please the science teacher will give us science. But what if we will please the principal of the school? He will make sure that all the teachers who work for the principal will take care of us. And this is what we understand
Prabhuji,
this analogy. Yes, please, Krishna.
so didn't you just say that if you be good to the principal,
Yes.
then he'll make sure all the teachers are good to you?
Yes.
How does that make sense? Because all the teachers are already good to you.
Oh, okay. Yes. Well, if all the teachers are good to you anyways, then there is no harm. What really happens, like in the analogy, the example I said, that if you like to please, like if you remember you have watched Little Krishna, and then you might remember the example of Krishna and Lord Indra. Then Indra, where Indra got so much offended because Vrindavan, what we say Vrindavan Vasi, the residents of Vrindavan, they stopped praying to Indra. They used to do Havan, the fire sacrifice for Indra. They stopped it. So they were praying for Indra, but rather than doing for Indra, they started doing for Giriraj, the mountain, the big mountain, Giriraj. Now, why Krishna persuaded his father, who was the head of Nandagaon, and his father was Nand Baba. So the place they were in, that was Nandagaon. So he was the head. Krishna persuaded his father that why we do prayers for Indra. We should pray, we are Gopalas, which means we have cows. Cows take care of us. Cows give us milk, cows give us butter, cow give us everything. So we should.
Prabhuji,
Yes, Krishna Chaitanya.
you know how we say that, devotees say that cow is like our mother or whatever.
Yes, that's right.
Because it gives us butter and stuff and all that.
Yes.
Krishna,
I do
Krishna
agree.
Chaitanya, not just devotees. Everyone thinks cows and mothers because they are one of the important parts of our life in India.
No, well, because not a lot of people in my school believes in that. No.
All right. Okay. Yes.
I was talking about Hindus.
All right. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. And Nurek is right in that sense that a lot of.
Well,
yes.
there's 7 billion people in India, so.
Yes, and not
so
everyone.
You never really know.
Yeah. Okay. But sorry, go on, Krishna Chaitanya. You were making your point about.
No, I forgot.
Oh, you forgot. No worries. If it will come back in your mind, we shall discuss it. Okay, let me know. So what we were saying that Indra got offended. Why? Now they didn't do anything bad, or nobody said anything bad to Indra, but they didn't do prayers for Indra. They started doing prayers for the mountain Giriraj. Why? Because Krishna persuaded his father that we get everything from cows, and our cows, they get nourished green grass which they eat from the mountain Giriraj ji. So we should go and pray to Giriraj ji. And everybody said, that's a good point. That makes sense. Excuse me.
Can't hear you.
Sorry, yeah, I was coughing. My apologies. So yeah, excuse me.
I can't hear you.
Hare Krishna. Sorry, I had to take some water. Otherwise, I was coughing a lot for some reason. But I'm back here. Thank you, Krishna Chaitanya, and everyone. So, this is all we say, that for the demigods, we need to do a lot. If we would like to please them, we have to keep doing things for them. Like, and in the scriptures, there is a mention. If you want to do anything for Hanumanji, for Lord Shivji, less for Brahmaji, but then for Agni Dev, the fire god, for Indra, of course, who takes care of water as well. So we have to do something for them. But if we take care of Krishna, Krishna will take care of them. Right? Why? Similar thing, if we, of course, like Krishna Chaitanya said, if all the teachers are anyways good, we don't really need to worry. But as the devotee, if we like to pray to God, rather than praying to the demigod, we can pray to the demigod, but it will be a bit hard because there are so many of demigods. So we will definitely miss out to someone. So which is like watering the leaves. If you water the leaf, then some of the leaves will get dry, some of the leaves will get wet, some of the leaves will get clean, some of the leaves will be left dry. But if we water the root, then if we are rest assured that every part of the plant will get water from the system, the way it works. Similar way we understand. And what here Krishna says, that people, unintelligent man, unintelligent man understands such a way that Krishna was impersonal. What is impersonal? That Krishna doesn't have any form. But now Krishna has taken the form. So what Krishna says, unintelligent man thinks like this. Otherwise, Krishna has his own place in the spiritual world and Krishna always stays there. And there is another one which says, Lord Krishna alone is the supreme controller and all others are his servants. Now it says servants, which it seems very menial, which means people think downgraded for the servants. But servants in a sense who like to serve you. Now I have a teacher, I'm a student, so a student would like to serve the teacher. So I would like to serve my parents, I would like to serve my friends, I would like to serve is like I would like to make them happy in a sense. I would like to help them out in anything they need. Of course, legitimate. It's not like a friend of mine will say, oh, let's go and steal things. You say, oh, yes, yeah. Somebody said that I should take care of my friends. Let's keep my friends happy. No, we need to know what to do. Good. What's not legitimate, which is not nice to do, we are not going to cater for it. But otherwise, if we can help someone, we should always look for it. And when we help someone, we also say we serve them. If we serve someone, we become servant, we take the role of a servant. So in that perspective, it has been said that all others are Krishna's servant, like the children are mothers or parents' servant. They are always happy to do things for that. Most of the time, it's other way around these days. Children just sit back and parents keep doing things for them. But of course, when parents grow old, most of these children, especially from Asian background, they love to help their kids. So this is the perspective we need to understand the word servant. And they dance as he makes them do so, which means that we say we are instrument of Krishna. So what, when in Bhagavad Gita, at the end of chapter 1, Arjun said, Krishna, I will not able to fight. I will not able to fight. And then Arjun said, well, why not? Sorry, Arjun said, I can't fight. Krishna said, why not? And then Arjun said, well, see, I want to enjoy, but with whom I will enjoy if all these people will die? And then Krishna said, you want to fight and you want to win and you want to enjoy. Okay. Then he said, well, the sin, I will get the sins as well. I don't want to do that. These are my elders. Krishna said, oh, okay, you are thinking all that. Then Krishna explained the whole Bhagavad Gita, and right at the end, Krishna says, you need to do this because it's your prescribed duty. not that you're gonna get something back. Remember we talked about NKY, Nishkam Karma Yoga in chapter 3, that Krishna says to Arjun that you need to do because it's your prescribed duty, not that you will get something back. And this is what we are saying, that we do something because Krishna has given us that. If somebody is a learned Brahmin, they might share the knowledge with others. If somebody is a big politician or a Kshatriya, then that person will rule, like King Janak, father of Sita, did it. Then Maharaj Parikshit did it. They were nice politicians, nice kings. And then if somebody is Vaishya, which is a business person, like in London, we have Lord Sugar. He's doing a very good job. So there are many more who will be good businessmen, and whatever money they get, they always share with a lot of people. They don't keep it for them, and they don't have the false prestige that, oh, I got such a clever mind and brain, and I'm going to make so much money, and I'm going to have expensive holidays. Well, sometimes people do that, but we need to remember that whatever skills, whatever the knowledge we get it from Krishna. So that will keep us humble, right? And whatever we get it from the blessings of parents. So in that sense, we are always connected. We always feel humble and thankful to parents. So never lose the opportunity to express your gratitude towards the parents. And that's it. That's what it says here. Right. I'm going to close this presentation and I'm going to open the next one. Let's see what else we got. Okay, and as soon as I will close, you can see me, you can see Adi, which is great. All right, so we are going to start something new now, which is part of the same journey. And let's see what we can make out of it. And if we have any questions, please feel free to ask either now or in between. Okay, so you can see my screen, I guess, right? On the screen, what do we say? We say that it says right at the bottom. So what we are doing journey of self-discovery. And this is the essence of Bhagavad Gita, which means all the knowledge we share in this presentation, it's coming from Bhagavad Gita. Like we have just seen the example, 7.24, was it? And then lessons that can potentially change our perspective to life. And that's the thing. Now, COVID happened. A lot of people, they are so depressed. But if you think about, devotees are very happy. Why? Because there was a time devotees had to travel so far to hear the lecture. But these days, it doesn't really matter where devotees are. I'm sitting here in London, and if my Guru Maharaji is in India or in America, wherever he's giving lecture, online system is working. I can take his darshan, I can hear his discourses, I can see his lecture, his seminars.
Prabhuji,
So many things. Yes, please.
well, it's better to go to the real thing.
It's better to go to the real thing. But when you go to the real thing in physical, which we will, when the temples will be open for good, they're currently open as well in London, but then you can only stay there for a very short period, like 5-10 minutes. Then you have to leave the, what we call the temple room. But yes, once it will be open for good, then we should and we will go there. But even then, you are restricted, that you could only attend one session. Whoever is physically present, you can attend. Otherwise, whoever is not there, you can't attend, you can't hear. But these days, it doesn't matter what time it is, you can always catch up because a lot of recording are there. So a lot of devotees who could not be here, they will able to catch up on the recordings as well. Like Navneet is missing today because Navneet had to travel, so he will not able to. So his mom was in touch. And similarly, there are many more sessions which we can attend. And I do catch up sometimes. So this is the beauty. So this is the perspective it says. A lot of people who are not devotees, they might be sad, oh, COVID happened. Now, of course, COVID is not a good thing to happen, but there must have been a reason why COVID happened. What we can think is we can change the perspective of the life, perspective to life, that how it is. For example, if a glass is half full, then some people will say, wow, thank you, Krishna. you have given me half full glass. But some others, they might complain, why half of my glass is missing water, right? Because they expect too much. So it's the perspective what counts, whether you are happy about the water which there in half glass full, or you want to complain about the half glass which is empty. Now you could,
It's how you see it, is it? You
yes,
see it as like an optimistic person, which means like a positive person, which means, oh my god, yes, I've got some. But
mhm,
from the other side, it's like, oh no, why do I have less? That's how people, it's greed. Greed.
true, very true. Thank you, Nivek. Yes, this is what it is. If you think about that, it is the perspective. This is how we look like, and that's what we are here for. We are looking for a positive, the correct way of thinking, how we can see. So we will be blissful, we will be wise when we have to make decisions in our life, and we can help others to make decisions in our life, which is that not to waste time and water in watering the leaves, but we should water the roots. We should do it, we should correct ourselves, and then we go out in the society and we help others who have been, because they might not even know about it, they might be just ignorant, and then it's our duty, because of course we are part of the society, and we need to share the wisdom we get from Bhagavad Gita. So this is discovery of self, sorry, journey of self discovery. So we are going to find who we are, and that's one of those things. Let's say where we are. This is what we have been discussing. Search for happiness. We discussed happiness is what everyone looking for. Any living being looking for happiness. Not only human beings, not only animals, but also trees. You might have heard of many trees out there, but sunflower plant is very famous for that. That if you will put it on one side, as soon as the sun will come, it will just open it up. And if you will put it next to the window, then wherever the sun is, that sunflower will follow the direction of that. Recently in London, we went to Oxford, where our cousins are there, and we went in there was a big, massive field full of sunflowers, very big, very tall. And then we were there for a couple of hours. And then as the sun was shifting, we could see the, not that it was moving right in front of us, because it's a very subtle, very slow process. But we could see that a while back, 45 minutes back, the directions of all the sunflowers was in this direction. But now because the sun has moved in this direction, then we went around the sunset. So why they were doing it? Because they were also seeking happiness. So it's not only living, any living being, if you think about, not only human being, not only animal, but even plants, trees, everyone is looking for happiness. This was the very first bit. Second thing we discussed, does God exist? And then we went through and we discussed logically. And then we realized, yes, that's right. They got to be God. Why? Because if there's so much creativity, they got to be something. And we took the example of Albert Einstein, I guess, or Newton, was it? Newton. It was Newton who had the very first time when he put the prototype, a small model of the planetary system. All the planets were there, the solar system we have. Then he did it in the evening, he slept. Next morning, his friend was, well, he has been actually doing for a while, and his friend visited. And his friend said, wow, this is great. Who did it? And Newton said, well, I don't know. One day I just woke up and it was there. Okay, sorry. Aaron is correcting me that it was Albert Einstein. So it would be Albert Einstein. Aaron been reading about it. So thank you for that. So yes, he just said, wow, it was there. One day in the morning when I got up. And then his friend started laughing. Come on. You can't have something like this just itself. Then Albert Einstein said, well, you guys, you trust that there was nothing, and from nothing the matter, there was a big bang and the matter existed. So if from nothing, if the matter can exist, then from nothing this model could come as well. And then he understood his point of view. And then if the planets are there, if this is something which we cannot create, humans cannot create, nature cannot create, there got to be someone behind, and that got to be God. And then we discuss who is God. Then we discuss all the different religions. They do mention the God, but they don't have much information about the God. So in one, somebody will say the messenger of the God was there. In one religion,
Prabhuji, you're echoing.
oh, I'm
I can
doing.
hear you clearly though, and we do actually. When you say that, what do you call it? That we do we know why God is alive? Like, was God alive? Is he a person?
Mhm.
Well, we kind of do have proof because, like, how would people? How do we have? Because people like I know Ganesh ji wrote the Mahabharata.
Yes.
That proves that God was actually because
Very nice.
obviously because someone asked him to write. I forgot the name.
Ved
But
Vyas.
someone asked him, so which that means that God was actually alive.
Yes. Very nice. Thank you, Noel. Yes. So it was Ved Vyas. So Ved Vyas, he compiled it. But then he said, I will tell, but somebody needs to write. Then his teacher, Naradji, said that Ganeshji is the best one because Ganeshji could write very nicely. Ganeshji's writing, handwriting is great. And not only handwriting, his memory is great. So then Ganeshji came around and Ganeshji said, okay, Ganeshji is a bit naughty. So he said to Ved Vyasji, okay, I will write, but there is one condition. Only if you fulfill that condition, then only I'm going to write. And then Ved Vyasji said, okay, what's the condition? He said, you will not stop. You will have to continue writing, continue speaking, because I don't want disturbance. I want to continuously keep writing until we finish, because there are 18 Puranas, so or 108 Upanishads. So until we finish, you have to continue speaking. He says, okay, but then also I have a condition for you. And they say, yes, what's that? Then he said, you have to understand what I say and then only write. Don't just write whatever I say. You have to first understand it. So Ganeshji was the only one who could do that. He could hear, he could understand, and at the same time, he could write it. And so thank you so much, Nureg. You are right that this itself is a proof that God is there.
It's because God have they're not like well obviously we know Krishna is the supreme.
Yes.
You can't say that Krishna is the only. Obviously there are more supremes.
Yes.
And that's how their brain works. They like their brain functioning. It's times like 1,000,000 than our usual brains.
True. Yeah, but what happens very soon, if not already, a lot of time what happens when you are going to discuss it with other friends of yours who might not belong to Hinduism, who might not be from India, then they might find these as the stories. Then you have to take a logical stand. Then, okay, like what Albert Einstein did. If somebody will say, okay, it started from Big Bang, you say, well, have you seen anything else in life which starts from nothing? Like there was nothing and then you got something. Is there anything in the life, in the science, which was that there was nothing, a Big Bang happened and something?
Well, yeah, how was the Big Bang created? Like,
Yeah.
we never know what actually happened. But we've
No,
got proof,
it's
and
still-
it's our beliefs.
Yes, that's true. Science is still working on it, and there are many theories which are against it. So just because they couldn't find anything yet, and I'm a student of science myself, but so I have done a research as well. Just because science could not find anything else, this is the theory which is there, but there are many other theories which conflict. So hopefully one day we will find a better theory, and then we will stick to that until in future somebody else will get another theory which is better than the existing one. This is what it is. This is what the modern science is. It's evolving. It's still catching up with the Vedic scriptures. Now, because whatever is written in Vedic scripture hasn't been proved. There is nothing which is there in Vedic scriptures like Vedas, Upanishads, or Puranas, or Ramcharitmanas, Mahabharata. There isn't anything there which has been proven wrong. but there are many things in there which were written 5,000 years back, and then the science reached to the same conclusion. So if we follow that logic, then we can understand, and we can always keep some doubts that if something is correct from there 5,000 years back, then others think could also be right. They could also be wrong. But if you understand, nothing has been proven wrong. So rest of the things could be right as well. But if we think in that terms, then yes, logically we can discuss this with others. And then moving on from God now to who am I? And that's what we are going to discuss. And then of course, later we will go and we will discuss rest of the things. We have briefly discussed this. Why do bad things happen to good people? But there are many good stories. And then the yoga. And that will finish this. And then we will go back to our Bhagavad Gita. Chapter 5, I think, or chapter 5, we did finish. We will revise that again. So understanding about self, I really like it. I have a question on that. So when we say, who am I? It's fascinating. Who am I? See, for me, nobody is more important than anyone else, is it? Of course, Krishna is there. But if you think about me, everyone else, like mother, father, brother, sister, they are somebody else. And they might not be there for you. They might go to school, they might go to college, they might go to university, they might get married, or they might move to another country. But I will always be with me. I hope you agree, right? As long as I am alive, I will be with me. But when I say with me, what does that mean? Usually we refer to this body as me. See, I will say this is my mobile. This is my mobile, right? But this mobile is separate from me. And that's why I say this is my mobile. But this body is not separate from me. This is me. But then when I go and sleep, in the sleep, I dream and I get disconnected from this body. Isn't it so interesting? And if we try to understand about ourselves, and who else could be more important to me than me, right? Because anyone else could leave me. But until I am dead, as long as I'm alive, this body will always stay with me. So it's very important to take good care of this body, but also to understand that there is something else. This body cannot be me. Why? Because I call this as my hand. What if my hand is chopped off? Like the accident, like we see this, accidents happen and then people lose. What happens then? Well, part of me is gone, but I'm still there. And like the example we see, when we see ourselves in the mirror, right? And that's how we see ourselves. Is there anyone here who have ever seen himself or herself?
What do you mean?
Have you seen yourself?
Yes.
Yes. What if I will tell you, you have never seen yourself? You have only seen your reflection.
Yeah, it's because hasn't your body been passed on for like millions of years?
Yes.
As you said,
Yeah.
like if you don't think of Krishna before you go to on the moment you die, your
Mhm.
soul will be passed on.
Yes. Very nice. Yes. And if you see, you always see yourself. For example, we are on digital media, so you can see on yourself on the camera. But this is just a reflection of you. You can see yourself in the
Know your
mirror.
inner self. Your inner self is you.
Yes. Yes. So in reality, you never see yourself. You always see the max you could see. You could only see the reflection of yourself, right? And as Nirik said, that's keep changing. And you only see this body. But when I go in and sleep, I go in dreams, I am still awake. My mind is awake. So people say body, mind, and soul. Now, yeah, I have disconnected myself with my body. From my body, I have disconnected. And my mind is gone somewhere. Maybe on a trip to Egypt, or trip to Disneyland, had all those rides. Because of lockdown, I could not go. I enjoyed myself there. I have went to my cousin brothers, cousin sisters. I enjoyed there. I came back. So this body could not be me, because there is something behind, which is mind. But then there is something else, which is what we call deep sleep. When we go deep sleep, we don't even get dreams. A lot of us, we don't get dreams. Some days we might not get any dream. But even if we sleep for 10 hours or 8 hours, then we might dream for a couple of hours. But what happened rest of the time? That's what we call deep sleep. Where am I in deep sleep? Because my body is gone. I'm not conscious about my body. My mind is gone because I'm not dreaming. If I'm dreaming, that my mind is working. But if I'm not dreaming, my mind is gone. So what happens to body and mind? There is no consciousness there. Now I'm going to say a phrase, and try to understand this phrase. When I'm in deep sleep, is deep sleep the experience of absence, or is it the absence of experience? I will say that again.
It's the
Deep sleep,
absence of experience, because
absence of
you can't
experience.
think anything. Your mind, it's your mind which sleep. Your mind's never actually been to sleep,
Mhm.
but it's now your mind has gone to sleep, and your mind is the driver's not there. Then there's nothing happening. So that means if the mind's not there, it's
Yes.
absence. There's nothing.
Very nice. Very nice. This is very interesting. I will tell you a quick story, and by then it will be time for us to wrap up. Now, there was there was a father and there was a son. So the father said to son, or could be a daughter as well, because we have Devika too. So father said to the child that, well, I will take you to watch movie. And then the child had never gone to a movie. There must have been a very first time when we went into cinema hall, we saw the movie. Before that, we never. No, Adi says no. I'm sure Adi might have gone sometime to watch. Yeah, but imagine, let's say 10 years old or 5 years old. 5 years old could speak as well. So 5 years old, very first time gone there. And before father took the child to the cinema, father was explaining to the child, oh, right, tell you what, there will be a big screen there. And on the screen, we are going to see a very nice movie. And whatever kind of movie was it. The child got excited. Wow, I like it. Let's go, let's go. And as soon as they reach there, usually what happens, that the movie or the trailers of the previous movie or the new movie or some other movies, they're still going on. So as soon as they reached on the big screen, something was there. Or let's say then after that movie started. And then child was enjoying. Oh, there was a big elephant and the tigers. It was a big jungle and the big sky at the back. And then the child thought, daddy, you said there's a big screen. Where is the big screen? And the daddy said, well, see, look, there is a big screen. And the child says, where? He said, there, look at the front. Oh, say, what? That's an elephant. I said, no, look behind elephant. Oh, behind elephant? Behind elephant? Oh, that tree is there. Look behind tree. Behind tree? Behind tree is the big sky. Oh, big sky. The sky is there, trees there, elephants there. And the father keep pointing to different things, but the child could not see the screen. Why? Because there are so many objects on the screen.
It's
Whenever
either
father
he's trying
points,
to be stupid, or it's just
yes,
he's too young to understand because 5
yes,
years old.
true. But you think about it. Think, how can you make someone realize that there is a screen?
There's the screen, so you ask the person at the cinema to tell him all the movie. You tell them there's the screen.
Yes. You know what happens? If you will wait for some time, then the movie will finish. When movie will finish, all these objects, elephant, tiger, tree, sky, they will disappear. When these,
Patience.
yeah, the picture, the movie will disappear, everything will disappear, then the screen is visible. When there is nothing else there, which is getting projected on the screen, then only we can see the screen, right?
It's you might be fighting over a toy like this or something like a cuddly toy, and
Yes.
then like me and my sister, this we do this a lot,
Uh-huh.
and she gets it, but then like because I'm annoyed, then I go to my mom, and she says just wait. She'll forget about it in an hour or half
Yes.
an hour, and then you can take
Uh-huh.
it.
Yes. So this is, if we try to understand it, when we are awake, we see things, and the things we see, they are like movies. Whenever we see things, these are projected items. When we go in deep sleep, obviously when our mind is working, whatever we see, that goes into our subconsciousness, and mind always look for subconscious things and project back to us. That's what mind does in dreams. Whatever we think, that will get projected in our dreams. Whatever we look at it, that will get projected in our dreams. But at the time of deep sleep, there is no object to project. There is no movie to project. At that time, what do we see? We see the screen. Oh, we don't see the screen, but what we say, we see the reality. And that's what we call pure consciousness. And there are
Babaji,
lots of research going on that. Yes, please, Krishna Chaitanya.
is someone playing the guitar?
Ooh, is it loud enough? Yes. Aryan was sitting behind me. He's practicing. He got an exam in his school. So,
Hope it goes well.
yeah, he plays Hare Krishna Mahamantra as well. But this time he's doing a graded, so grade 2 or something.
Yeah, I'll be taking that as well in my grammar school as well.
Yes.
I got the
yeah,
scores finally.
Yes, I think he needs to send the recording, so that's why he went there. Okay, great. So we have a minute now, and we will discuss what Dr. Monson has to say in next, and we try to understand our own self a bit better. And the benefits will be when we will reach and we will understand our body is made up of different things. And this will help us a lot. This will help us a lot. We will understand ourselves a bit better. When we understand ourselves, we understand Krishna, we understand the relationship between two, we understand what is material, we will understand what is spiritual, we will understand what's the reality of life. Then we are not going to get, if the fundamentals are clear, we are not going to get unstable, which means we are not going to get unhappy. We will always be happy. In Sanskrit, we call Sat Chit
Babaji,
Anand.
weren't we going
Yes,
to do duet or something? No, not duet.
debate.
Yeah, debate.
Yeah, well, I was expecting a few more. So Aryan was there with me. I said to Aryan that if he will have a few others joining, then I will request him to join from other device. So there will be, so he will be also there. So we will see. Maybe I know Ishan could not join today, and Tanmay could not join today, and Jay got chess class as well because the schools are back, so a lot of classes are going on. So I will chase some of the parents, like we know Navneet could not join. Navneet joined yesterday's session, but he
I
could not.
also had a question.
Is it?
Is Dr. Monson still alive? Looks
Sorry,
very old.
Narek. Yeah, yes, yeah. He's the professor in a very famous university, and he understands. He has been doing research for many years, and he has read all other researches as well. So we will discuss that. And if you would like to discuss with your parents what we understand ourselves, because then we will also have a balanced diet. We are going to take care of our body. What Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, whatever we eat in goodness, we eat in passion, we eat in ignorance. So we would like to get to the goodness, and but for that we need to understand ourselves better. Okay, with that, now is that time when we finish it, and thank you so much for being here. I will look forward to see you next Sunday 5 p.m. and we will continue our journey of self-discovery. Hare Krishna. Srila
Hare
Prabhupada.
Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare